Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to another live show. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going well. Let me just get everything set and ready to go. Welcome to another live show. Hopefully, you're doing well. And this is Saro Dog Training live weekly training show. Um, Feel free to ask your questions if you have any questions during the show. And if you're watching this on a replay, feel free to ask your questions in the comments area. In this live video, we're going to talk about some of the things that you need to be paying attention regarding your puppy or the beagle puppy, or if you're planning to get a puppy or you have got a puppy recently, what you need to know and what you should do, and all the good stuff about puppies. So we're going to learn all those. Um, Before we get started, I wanted to remind you that I have a um, podcast that I've just started on YouTube. It's called the Perfect Pooch Podcast. You can listen to it and watch it at the same time on my YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com/podcast, I should be there. So wanted to just to remind you that there is a podcast that I'm working on. So hopefully you will enjoy that. So let's get started with some stuff that you need to know about getting a puppy. So first of all, are you ready to get a puppy? And I can see that John Cipolla is here. Good morning, John. Glad to see you here. So first of all, are you ready for a puppy? Right, that's a big decision that you're making when we're talking about puppies. That's a big decision that you're making. Are you ready to have a puppy? To have a puppy is not a you know few hour things. It's not something that you're gonna get it and you're done with it in few hours or few days or few weeks. Puppies, they last a lifetime, and to have a puppy is something like I describe it as having a baby, right? If you are a single family or if you're a couple and you haven't had your baby yet, that would be your baby. So basically, you're going to have a baby for a little while. So you want to make sure that you're ready to have a baby. Basically, literally, you're having a baby. It's a puppy that resembles like a baby, and you're bringing that baby to your home, and you're going to have sleepless nights. You will have, that's normal. And they can be handful, they can be annoying, they can be loving, they can be distracting. You're not going to have a normal life after you bring your puppy home. So you have to be, in a way, ready to have your puppy, and you have to be prepared to have a puppy in your life, because eventually your puppy is going to be an adult dog, and you have to be prepared and ready for that. So puppies are not just something that you have it temporary. It's something that you're going to have to commit to them for lifetime of that dog. And you know now, second thing is, what kind of a puppy is right for you, right? I know most of you are beagle lovers, but is a beagle puppy the right puppy for you? You have to figure that out, because it's not just choosing the puppy based on the look or what you have heard or what you think you know about the breed. Puppies, beagle puppies, for example, they tend to be a little bit uh, more handful than other puppies, just because they are bred differently. They are bred for different tasks. They are bred for different purposes. So you have to be aware that a beagle puppy is not just another puppy. Beagle puppies tend to um, be more um, designed towards to be active with their nose. So most puppies, when they are developing, their eyes, nose, ears are starting to develop, but the nose of a beagle starts developing faster than anything else. So they, because they are bred to be a scent dog. So puppies in general, overall, I would say they need all the breeds. They need the same thing. They need care. They need a little bit of support. They need a little bit of um, structure. You can't bring a puppy to your home and say, "Here's the house. All the house is for you." For instance, you can't do that. If you do that, then what happens is you're going to stress your puppy a lot. Puppies need to be in a small, confined areas in the beginning of their when they're moving to your house. You can't just give the whole entire house. You have to confine them in a certain area of your home in a crate using expands. You can create a confined area and just give them a little space. That's all they need. They need a little space. You can't give them a massive space to allow them to run around and play. Because, first of all, because they're puppies, they don't know what's going on. When you give them too much space, that stresses them. Unlike the feeling that you have that if I give more space to my puppy, it's going to be happier. It's the opposite. The more space you give, the worse it gets. So, first of all, it overwhelms them when you give them too much space. And second of all, you're allowing your puppy to have more opportunities to get into things that he's not supposed to. He's going to get into things that are dangerous. He's going to start chewing things. He's going to start putting things in his mouth, which is not, again, safe, right? So we want to be making sure that we are doing all the things right way, and we're making sure that we're providing the best. I'm going to talk about those a little bit more in details. But next thing that I think when it comes to beagle puppies and puppies, where do you find your puppy? There are a couple of options. One is from a breeder, one is from the shelter or rescue organizations. So let's talk about those a little bit. So when you are thinking of getting your puppy from breeder, probably you're getting a purebred beagle or a purebred puppy from a breeder. Or there are breeders who do, mix breeds. They have mixed breeds as well. But one thing that you have to be aware of that not all breeders are the same. There are, decent, legit breeders. There are backyard breeders, and there are puppy mill breeders, right? So you have to know exactly where you're getting your puppy. So, for example, if you're getting it from a legit beagle breeder, for example, you have to make sure that they are really legit. Nowadays, there are so many ways that these breeders can scam and fool everybody that, yes, this is a purebred beagle, purebred lab, or purebred this and that. But usually, you know, what you want to do, I would suggest, is if you can get it locally, that would be great. But if you could go, even if you have to drive a few hours to different states or different cities, different areas to pick the puppy yourself from the pure breeder and legit breeder, that would be great. That would be ideal. The ones that you see online and they promote, and you're supposed to trust them, and then they will select the puppy for you and send it to you or ship it to you. Those could be questionable. I don't really suggest that because, first of all, you're not the one who's picking the puppy, and also you never know what you're going to get, right? So you want to go to the breeder itself, and you want to have the say of which puppy you're going to pick. So the backyard breeders also, they are type of breeders that happens accidentally. They have puppies accidentally. For example, Jonah was one of them. It happened accidentally. uh, they had puppies, and they were giving away they were selling the puppies because just accident happened, and they had to you know, give away the puppies. So we were at the right time at the right place when we picked puppy Jonah. um, Now the other option is like, not option, but I hope you don't get from puppy mills. Puppy mills are places that they literally mass produce puppies, and they tend to be very well organized, and they can really feel and look like a legit breeder. And they tend to sell some of the puppies to pet stores as well. So you want to be careful about that as well. So you're not getting puppies from puppy mill, right? The other option is, getting it from shelter or a rescue organization. For example, Annie and Harvey came to me from rescue organizations. Um, Harvey came from Utah, Annie came from Manitoba in Canada, and they were just available because we were looking for puppies, and we had put our names in the waiting list to get puppies, beagle puppies. And so I got Harvey from a rescue organization that they tried to home him, but two of the homes refused Harvey as a puppy because it was too much to handle. So eventually came to me. They asked me, and I adopted him. And Annie, mixed beagle. We were waiting for a beagle, but a mixed beagle came up, so we took Annie as well. So the rescue organizations are a great source of getting your puppy as well. So those are some options that um, you want to think about when it comes to getting your puppy. Now, when you get your puppy, you want to puppy proof your home. And I touched on it a little bit earlier that when you bring your puppy home, you want to make sure that the home is puppy proof, and you're not giving the entire house to your puppy. You're not uh, allowing your puppy to just roam around the house, the entire house. By the way, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat area. John says, let me just quickly read John's comment. Says, I spent 6 months getting to know Roos breeder, explained to him my situation, and he liked how I was asking him questions. I didn't have the option to pick Roo out. All the other pups in the litter were spoken for. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you miss the boat, and sometimes you can go and select the puppy that you want. For example, when we went to pick Jonah up from the backyard breeder, um, we had few options. We had there were four or five of them, females and males. And while we were there and we were checking them out, I noticed one of the puppies was separated. For example, it was separate. It would stay away and separate. It wouldn't interact with the dog puppies. It wouldn't interact with humans. So, for example, I knew that I shouldn't pick that one up because that has a lot of, something has gone wrong with that puppy, and it's not the ideal puppy to pick up, right? So we didn't pick that puppy up, right? We didn't choose that one because we already knew that this was antisocial puppy. It would be a lot of work, a lot of problems coming up in future. So we didn't pick that one. We picked another one, another puppy. When we separated that puppy from the others, as we were signing the contract and all that, it started to cry and was very annoyed and all that. So uh, luckily the breeder said, you can change if you're not happy with this one. So we took it back, and honestly, my heart, when I saw Jonah first time, my heart was on him. I wanted him, and we kind of decided on the other puppy. But when we noticed that this one is crying, I knew that that's the one that I had to pick. So we went back and exchanged, and we picked Jonah, and we brought him in the house to sign the contract and all that, and he just fell asleep in our arms. So that was great. That was a great. First of all, when I saw the puppy Jonah, I had a good feeling about him. I knew that's the one. And when he fell asleep and he was comfortable and he was relaxed, I knew that, okay, that's it. That's it. That's the one. We don't have to worry about or look for anything else. That's the one. So that's how we selected. So that's what I like when you go and you select the puppy yourself rather than allowing the breeder or the people to select for you, because you never know what you're going to get. In that case, you can't pick. They may give you the bone that is shy and has emotional and behavioral issues already developed, but when you go there, you are, exactly, you make a connection with the puppy if you are in the at the right time and the right place, that you have the option of choosing which puppy you want, and then you can pick the one that really connects with you, or you see them in person and you make that connection. uh, you feel what the dog feels about you, and you have some feelings that you feel about the puppy, and then you get to choose the right dog that it really connects with you. So I believe in that. So yeah, so when you bring the puppy to your home, you want to puppy proof your house. Um, Basically, the best option from my point of view is dedicate an area that is safe for the puppy to be, and just confine that area. So the puppy stays in that area all the time, most of the time. So you're not worried about where the puppy is all day long. Is it upstairs? Is it in the back? Is it in the front? Is it in the kitchen? What is it doing? You're you're not always worried about where the puppy is. You just select an area and you just keep the puppy there. And then as the weeks go by, you slowly start expanding the area that puppy can be exploring, right? But most of the time is in that area that is safe and secure, and it's confined. Um, the other option is just to puppy crate train your puppy so your puppy can move with you wherever you go. That's another option as well that I really like, and I do I do that with my puppies whenever I get a puppy. That's what I do. I try to, the first few days I try to crate train them so the puppy feels comfortable to be in the crate, goes to sleep in the crate, and hangs out wherever I am. So wherever I go, wherever we are, if we are hanging out in the living room, the puppy crate and puppy is in there, so I can watch the puppy. Uh, and in that confined area that I talk about is could have few of those. You could have one upstairs, one in the living room, one in the office. These are the areas that your puppy is safe. So you can create those areas that are ideal for your puppy, and they can be in that area, and they can be safe, and they can be uh, under supervision as well. So let's say if I'm in my office in the corner over there, I'll have an area that is dedicated for my puppy. As I'm working here, I can keep an eye on my puppy. My puppy can see me, right, can interact with me as well, and I'm going to be able to keep it safe. Now the next thing is just shop and provide puppy supplies that you're going to need. Puppy supplies are basically leash and collar, food and water balls, a bed, a crate, some toys, you know brush the puppy, and brush his teeth, maybe things like that, right? You don't have to go crazy and buy hundreds of things, but one of the main things that I would say to invest on is chew toys. Chew toys. What I mean by chew toys is toys that are safe for puppies, first of all, and they are hard. They're not soft toys. They're hard chew toys. For example, I sell some of them on my shop. Let me see if I can show you. So, for example, these ones, right? They're durable chew toys that it's ideal for puppies, right? And you allow them to uh, chew on these toys, right? Instead of chewing your arms and chewing your floors and chewing your furniture, uh, you get them these hard chew toys. I have few of them on my in my shop. So this is another one. Um, Again, you get these toys, so your puppy is interacting with these hard chew toys rather than, let's say, your sandals or your cables, things like that, right? So you don't want to, first of all, allow your puppy to get into those stuff, and second of all, you want to make sure that you're giving them something to work on and chew on. You're preventing them from working on your stuff um, rather than your stuff. You want to give them proper uh, toys and chew toys so they can chew on those. And chewing is something that your puppy is going to have and go through a period that they're going to chew everything. So you want to be prepared and provide a lot of chew toys for your puppy. The other thing I would say is also I suggest to find a holistic vet rather than a regular vet. A holistic vet is more prone to have different options for your puppy. Holistic vet also will provide you healthier options for your puppy, so they would have a better, healthier, more natural form of prevention and also care plan for your puppy. A lot of vets, I'm not going to be bashing vets, but this is something that most vets are they're focused on selling products in general, right? They're selling a service and a product. A lot of their income comes from selling products, and selling products that they could be either harmless for your dog or are not natural. And that's normal way of running a business. And you want to make sure that your vet is holistic, so the things that they're selling are not going to harm your dog. And definitely I would look into starting to educate yourself about feeding natural diet as well to your dog. So a holistic vet and natural diet is a great thing to start focusing on. And the next thing I would say is to train your dog. How do you train your puppy? Especially if you, for example, if you have a beagle puppy. So the first thing that I would suggest is don't introduce treats to train your dog. One thing you have to understand is that dogs have been designed and bred by humans for humans. So we breed them because they are good creatures to be among us. So when you have a dog that is living, it's not living for food, is it's eating because it wants to survive. And you, especially for a puppy and especially for a beagle puppy, if you start introducing food to that puppy, you're going to be training that dog to respond to treats, which is a uh, bad way of starting a relationship. It's a bad way of uh, creating a foundation. When you have a puppy which is pure love, pure joy, pure breed dog, pure puppy, you don't want to involve treats, even though you've seen it and you've learned and you've heard that treat training is a good thing and that's how everybody trains their dog. I want you to resist to use to start using treats to train your dog, and instead focus on using some natural things that your puppy is going to give you. It's going to give you a lot of playing. It's going to ask you to praise it, and you love to praise your puppy, I'm sure. So use play and praise instead of treats to reward your dog. And if you focus on that, I would say uh, a lot of challenges would be, first of all, prevented, and a lot of challenges will be solved easily if you just focus on those two things, play and praise, rather than focusing on using treats to start training your dog or building a connection with your dog. So, what I want you to do instead of focusing on treats, I want you to also focus on providing your puppies daily 5 essential needs. And I repeat this all the time, and you may have heard this before. Try to provide decent amount of exercise, training, socialization, care, and also affection for your puppy. If you do that, you will be on the right track. So you want to make sure that not only you're providing these 5 daily essential needs for your puppy, but when it comes to training, avoid the temptation of using treats to train your dog. Now, speaking of training your dog, if you want to start your training with your puppy on the right track, I have a program which is called Perfect Dog Plan. Um, this is not only puppy training, but it's a program that we go through all stages of your puppy, starting from all stages of your dog, starting from puppy, and we go all the way lifetime of your dog. This is not just one part of your dog journey. This is lifetime program for your dog, starting from puppy all the way to wherever we need to go. It's a coaching and training program. I'm going to give you a preview of what you get in this program. So you will learn puppy training 101, complete program of to how to raise your puppy, how to get result using play and praise reward system, how to build a great connection with your dog, how to walk your dog properly. There are lots of games that you can play with your dog and train your dog at the same time. You learn how to train your dog without the use of treats, how to communicate to your dog. All the obedience commands are there, dog psychology, and also we tap into more details about your dog's daily five essential needs. So there are, excuse me, there are 22 modules, excuse me, and each module has a lot of content. There are over 100 videos in this program, and this is, for example, the puppy training module, right? So this is the part that you start with your puppy. So as you can see, we go in depth. There are short videos that you can go and learn and study them, and then work on them. And it's everything about your puppy that you need to know, right? Before and after you get a puppy, how do you spay or neuter? There are quizzes that you have to interact with. You're going to learn how to communicate with your puppy, puppy leash walking, basic puppy obedience training, games that you can play with your puppy. And this is just a puppy training module. And then we go to all the other levels of dog training, obedience, leash walking. We talk about diet, toxins, and dog owner psychology, and everything. So if you are interested in working with me in one-on-one form of dog training, which is basically every week we have a coaching program that we use a video call together, and we talk and we answer questions and we solve problems. And also you go through the video lessons yourself and learn and study, and if you have any challenges or problems, you on weekly basis you interact with me personally. There are quizzes, there are assignments that you have to do as well. So if you are interested, all you have to do is go to my website, sarodogtraining.com, and book a free call, video call. Just go through these questionnaires, answer these questionnaires, and book a free call. And hopefully, you will be able to join the program. Now, when I say join the program, is I am very honest about who gets to work with me. I can't work with everybody. I have to make sure that you are the right student for the program, first of all, and you are the right person for the program. So this is why we do these video calls, to make sure that I'm the right person to work for you, and you are also hiring the right person to work for you. So that's the purpose. And this program is based on invitation. What it means is, when we are certain that you are the right person for the program and I'm the right coach for you, then you will be able to join the program. And if you want to learn how to apply for the program, the link is in below in the description. Uh, there we go. John says it's very comprehensive. Yes, John is one of my students, so thank you for the feedback. Yes, and John is learning a lot actually, and we're enjoying Rue as well. So yeah, is there any questions regarding your puppy or your dog or any questions that you have? Let me know if you have any questions. I will be glad to answer those questions. By the way, again, one more time, I wanted to remind you that there is a video podcast on YouTube. It's called the Perfect Pooch Podcast, a holistic approach to dog training and wellness. So if you haven't listened to those or watch and listen to those, it's in my channel. You can go ahead and watch those. Um, it's a great podcast. I will be doing more in near future. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Looks like there are no questions, so I hope you enjoyed this mini training session on regarding puppy training. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions after watching this video, leave those questions in the comments area. I'll be reading and answering all those. Let me see. Make sure. All right. So until next time, have fun with your dog. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this live show. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe as well and hit the bell icon. And until next time, have fun with your dog. Take care.